Hello friends, this is Deepak from Appiteria. Welcome back to another video of our quick app note series where we are learning different features from Firebase. Now in this video we are going to learn about the profile. Now in our earlier videos we have seen about the sign up and the login, and also we have seen the feature of forget password. Now when user will sign up in our application, we have just signed up with the email ID and the password. So we need to give some identity to the user with his photo and his name. So to set the photo and the name to the existing user which has been logged into our application, we need to use profile. So we are going to implement the profile feature where we will set the photo. We will get the photos from user Firebase and we will show it on the activity, and also we'll set the name and the name. We will get the name from the profile which we will show in the application, and we will set it when user will change it from the profile. So let's see how to do it. So I'm using the existing project, and in this home activity I want to redirect user to a profile activity by showing the menu on the action bar. So for that, first I'll add one menu in the project. So there is no menu folder, so I'll just create a new folder called as menu. So res new directory, I will name it as menu. Then in menu folder I'll create a new menu resource file. In that file, we'll name that file as menu_main. So you can name that anything because we are going to attach it on our home activity. So in that I will add one menu item because we want to show only one icon there as a profile. Now I want to show it on the action bar. So for that I'll create a icon from image asset. So right click on app folder, new image asset, and here I will select the action bar and tab icons as I want to show it on the action bar. Then from the clip arts I will select an icon, let's say for people, like this person, that is for the profile. So I'll select it. I will set the color as white by selecting this hologram. Then I will name it as IC_profile. Next and finish. Then I will give some ID to this menu. So I'll say menu profile. Then I'll set the title as profile. Then I'll select the icon which we have just created, IC_profile. And then the important property, that is set as action to if loop. After selecting that, it will be shifted here, right? It will be shown at the action bar. Now this XML file is created, which we want to show it as on the home activity. So then we need to write the code to attach that options menu to the home activity. So here we'll say on create options menu, and in this we need to call a method called as get menu inflator. So basically what is this inflator? This inflator is to inflate your XML file into a programmable or a visible view. So we want to convert that XML file which we have just created, that is menu_main. In that we have a view like menu item, and we want to generate that and show it on the action bar. So we will inflate that using get menu inflator. And the second parameter is a root element. So root element is nothing but this menu object which we are getting as a input. So all the items will be inflated and will be added to this root element. Now to handle the click, we will need to implement on options item selected, and in this option item selected we will check which menu item is clicked. Currently we have only one, still we will check it with the ID. So we'll say item.get item ID. If the ID is equal to r.id.menu profile, that means menu profile menu has been clicked. Now on this we want to open another activity where we will show the profile to the of a user. So for that we will add one more empty activity to the project, and we will name that activity as profile. Okay, now we'll write the code on profile activity later. So I'll just go back to the home activity again, and in that home activity here, if user has clicked the menu, profile menu, then we will open. We will just start activity, new intent, and we are on home activity, so we'll pass the home activities context, comma, and we want to open a profile activity, so we'll say profile activity dot class. Okay, so on click of menu profile, we are going to open the profile activity. Okay, now on profile activity, we want to design a layout which we will show to the user, where he can set the image and the text. So I'll just convert this linear layout, constraint layout, into a linear layout, and I want it to align all the views vertically, so I'll select orientation to vertical. Then I want to show an image, and I want to use some default image before user will upload the picture. So there will be a default picture if user has not set the image, or it will show the image which has been set by the user. So by default, this image view which I want to drag and drop should have an image, and for that first we need to add an image into our project. Now you can download the image from internet, and I have just downloaded one. I'll just copy it, just let's say Control C or right click and copy, and to add that file in your project, right click on this drawable folder and say paste, or simply say Control V. Now it is asking me to save, so I'll set it for all the DPI. So I'll select this folder and I'll say OK. Now it is asking me for the name. Now make sure everything is in small case, so just say OK. Now that the drawable file has been added into my folder. Now I will drag and drop an image view on my linear layout vertical. It is asking me for the image, so I will say default profile. Okay, now this image is here. Okay, so now I'll give some fixed height and width to this image view. Let's say 150 dp and 150 dp. Sorry for that, 150 dp. Okay, now I want this in a center, so I will set a property called as layout gravity to center horizontal. Now it will be aligned to a center. Then okay, before adding another view, I'll just change the ID of this image view to IV profile. Okay, then we want to provide a field where user can enter his name or provide a name to his profile. So I will select a plain text and drop it on the linear layout. Okay, now this is my edit text, so I will name it as ET name, and I will clear the text property, and in the hint property I will say enter name here. So it will just show the hint to the user, so he need to enter his name here to update it his profile. Then we will add one button below this. Now this button we will call btn save, and we set the text as save. Okay, now we want one more button, so I'll just drag and drop here. Now this button is to log out from the profile, so I'll say btn logout, and the text will be logout. Okay, now I'll just add some margin top to this button, so I'll say 90 dp. Okay, so it will be just away from the save button and the profile. Okay, now this layout part is done. Now we'll go to the coding part. Now in profile, first we need to create object of all the required elements. So first we'll say private image view is not required in this example, because here we are just learning how we can update the profile. Now for image view, first we need to run the file storage of a Firebase. So we need to store that image which has been selected by the user on the Firebase storage, and then we can set it to the profile. So in this video we will just learn about how we can access the profile and how we can change the name. So we are going to just read and write the name of the user through the profile, and in our upcoming video we will see how we can store the file on the server and then assign that file path to the profile of a user, right? So for that I am just creating object of a edit text, so et name. Then we will need an object of a Firebase auth class, so I will say Firebase auth.auth, and that's it. So we will just initialize them in on create. So here I will say et name equal to find view by id r.id.et name, and to initialize mauth we will say Firebase auth.get. Okay, now along with this Firebase auth we will also need an object of Firebase user. Okay, and then after this mauth we will just initialize user equal to mauth dot get current user. So this user is the user which has been logged in into the application. So on our login screen we have entered the email address and the password, and when we are coming to the home activity, we can get the object of a currently logged in user by this method called as get current user. Now we are having the user in this variable of Firebase user. Now if user is not equal to null, so we will mostly get this case because the user has already logged into our application. So we will say et name dot set text, so that is edit text where we are asking user to enter the name as user dot get display name. You can say this method is available directly as a part of profile user Firebase user profile. We can access this display name using this method, and we are setting that directly on the edit text, right? So if it is already there, it will show it, read it from the Firebase, and it will show it on the edit text. And if it is not, then that box, edit text box, will be empty, right? Then we'll write a click listener for a button where we will save the profile user name. So we'll create a method here, private void update only name. So in this we will only update the name, and we are also going to create one more method here, a method which will update the name as well as the photo. So in this example we are, as I said earlier, we are just going to update the name. So in this we will use a class user profile change request. We'll create object of that, new user profile change request dot builder. Then we will say set, you can see these two methods, set display name and set photo URI. So out of this we are going to use the set display name method because we are in the method of updating only name, right? So here I will set the name from et name dot get text dot toString and then dot bit. So this is just a request. We are creating a request where we want to set the display name of the user. Now this request we can send against the user, like our current user. So we'll say current user dot update profile, and in this, through this profile update profile method, we can pass the change request. So you can see you can also update the password, email as well as the phone number, right? So we'll say update profile, and then that will pass the request. Now writing this much is enough, but we can track that the success of this listener, this method, whether whether the name has been updated successfully or not by this add-on click listener, add-on completion listener. And in this we'll pass this comma new on completion listener, right? So here if the task is successful, then we will say, if the task is successful, then we'll show a message that profile updated successfully, right? Else we will show a toast message, fail to update profile, and we'll show the exact exception, the stars.get exception, right? Okay, now this is just a private method. Now we will write add a click listener for the button. So we'll say public void btn save click view. First we'll add the validation for edit text. So if et name dot get text dot to string dot trim dot equals to blank, then we will say et name dot set error, enter name, else we will say, what was the method? That update only name. So we will say update only name. So currently we are calling here, but this code will be modified once we will learn the file upload, and we will also upload the image or assign the image to the user's profile. So currently it is just a name, so we are calling this method directly here. Now we need to set the click listener on this button. So I'll just select the button and I'll set the property called as on click, and here I will set this method called as btn save. Now along with that we are also having a button called as logout, so we will also see that part, how we can log out user from the application. So I'll say public void btn logout click, and in that btn logout we are having the object of image of directly auth, and there is a method of sign out. So by directly calling the sign out method, the currently logged in user will be signed out of the application. Now from this we need to redirect user to the main activity. So we'll say start activity new index, then this comma main activity dot class, and we will finish this method, right? So again the logout part is ready, so I'll just set the on click of the logout activity as well. Okay, now the profile update to update the display name of the user has been completed. So now we'll just execute this part and we'll see the result. Okay, now you can see the app is running, and at the top of the action bar there is a profile icon. So if I click on that, it is showing me the profile activity, and currently there is no name entered by the user, and it is not saved against the profile of the user, so that edit text box is empty. So I'll give some name to the user, so I'll call it as a test user. And I'll click on save. So on click of save, it is showing me a toast message that profile updated successfully. That means it has been saved in the Firebase profile. So now I'll just press back. I'm on the previous activity again. Now I'll click on the profile again, and now that name is coming from the Firebase. So even if I close the application and if I open the app again, right, it is showing the name. Oh, I've just pressed the home button, so I'll just press back and I'll open the again and I'll click on the profile, so it is showing the name. So that means this name is now saved against the user, right? So that's it for this video, guys. We have just seen about the profile and how we can update the profile of the currently logged in user. But in our next video, we are going to learn how we can store the file in the Firebase storage and how we can change this profile picture of a user. So thank you for watching. Hope this video will be definitely helpful for you. Please do like, comment on our videos and share this video with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get the notification about all the upcoming videos. Thank you.